Alright, time for some Roads of Avalon gathering. This time I'm taking my druidic staff with me, so I can kill some ancient mobs. Not all of them, but some, especially the tier 5 and tier 6 ones. And I'm taking tier 5 journals with me, but only of hide. So I can gather all the tier 5 hide stuff. I wasn't sure if I should take tier 5 journals from other professions with me as well, but I thought I would only gather big mobs of tier 5 other resources than hide. And so I also cover the tier 8 resources with my tier 6 journals if I happen to stumble up on like tier 8 wood and stuff like that. And for stone, I'm not taking any tier 5 or tier 6 stone, so I'm just taking tier 7 journals for stone with me. Let's see if I can find some nice roads. I will hope that the north is less populated, so... okay. 3 big stacks, of which only the wood is interesting for me. The roads portal has only 1 minute until the next possibility of entering occurs again. So I'm going to check out the wood, even though I'm kind of scared. I mean, it's a portal map, so people might be around. Somebody was killed at the entrance there, which is rather good for me. Draws attention away from the wood stack. Let's see if I can get some wood. Maybe it's only 1 stack left. Oh, 14. Sure, I will happily take that. Also goes so conveniently quickly. Also fits well to the roads portal. I'm not too scared right now, even though I was spotted because the roads portal is so close. But who knows? So many dead people. They all want to gather good, I guess. Wood. But maybe they all wanted to gank. Deeper out. Crack more, that's even a red zone. Crackmore, Creekmore, who knows? But let's see what the deeper map is holding for me. Crazily, here's not even a single gathering node. Okay, this looks very interesting. A golden chest. Hideout map. Westworld thicket is the outside. Not necessarily the perfect path to continue, but I'm going to check out the hideout map and see if there's a passage to continue my roads journey there. Tier 6. I've got tier 6 journals with me, so compared to the last Roads of Avalon run, I'm going to gather all the tier 6 stuff except stone and see how that goes. But I'm not going to kill tier 6 mobs other than hide, I believe. I think the killing takes too long. But I don't know, like... you gather it twice as fast, so it actually might be worth it. Somebody farm tier 6 ore. Interesting. Couldn't quite see if there was a treasure next to the bot. Tier 8 wood, let's go, 10 stacks. I was also thinking about taking my wood equipment with me, but then my inventory would have been somewhat full, so I decided against it. But maybe it was a mistake, but I don't always find tier 8 wood. But, well, it happens sometimes, so actually it might have been worth it to take my wood equipment with me, since I'm not gathering all the tier 5 resources. My carry weight won't get full as quickly as it got in the last roads journey, so it might have been worth it, because since my carry weight doesn't go as full as quickly, I will go deeper and have a higher chance of finding high tier stuff, including high tier wood. And wood seems to be the least contested resource, for good reason. It's just not as valuable. But tier 8 wood is fine, and with gathering gear, tier 7 wood and tier 6 wood is probably also fine. So it might have been a mistake to not take my wood gathering gear with me. I kinda always want to take my hunter gathering gear with me, because killing mobs is so much quicker with the animal poison buff. It's just a crazy difference, and it also makes it possible to kill rather high tier ancient kitty cats. Ooh. Oh, if I had my wood gathering gear now. 70% bonus on this. But it has been a really long time for me to find some good enchanted stuff in the roads. Oh man. 24,000 a piece. If I only had my wood gathering gear with me now. I mean, it's not a long way to go back, but I will try this now without the wood gathering gear. For the next time I might take it with me, like, I'm pretty sure I will. I'm pretty sure that I will take it with me next time, to be honest. 8.2 wood and so many stacks. Actually making money. It's always such a question when you go into the roads, if you actually make money. Quickly turn the lights on. But this is really juicy. Such a short time and such good money. And with 70% more on the standard gathering, it would have been like, let's lie, 360, I would guess. Oh, look at that. Can I kill this without changing my gear? Probably. Look. Oh, well, I'm not so sure anymore. I will change my gear. I mean, it's tier 8. And also I'm not having any, what's it called? hide nodes here, so should be fine. I don't think I need to change my food though. Also having a ranged weapon against this guy is just so much more convenient. And back to full HP. I also used some books to level up my druidic staff so I can finally use the fucking tier 7 one. Also really easy to get all the mercenary jacket procs with druidic staff Q because it counts as dealing damage 2 times and I attack really fast, which is normal for a book. Thank you. Attacking this fast is really normal for the staffs. All the magic weapons attack really quickly, have a high attack speed. And then I also additionally got the torch. A lot of tier 8 wood. Would have been worth it to get the tier 8 wood gathering gear here, but who could have expected this? Who could have? Let's see, 1236 IP, but well, my cape is really drawing it down. It's only on 940, got almost 13k, not 13k, 1.3k for my druidic staff, really solid IP for a tier 8 weapon. But I can't even equip tier 8 druid staffs yet. Not level 100. But I also don't really feel like leveling it separately. So the tier 6 wood is empty, okay. Never mind, 3 stacks, it's not too little. But it's also not worth too much, 800 or something. Do I put a learn point in here? Yeah, sure. I don't have too many learn points left, so I think I will keep the rest of my learn points for the tier 7 and tier 8 resources. Tier 6 fiber, that's worth more than wood. I'm pretty sure at least. Should be around 900, maybe it's less, maybe it's 800. Ah, it's a little bit above 900. Okay. I don't expect any tier 8 fiber to be left, but who knows? Something might have respawned. I hope there's another animal here. Seems pretty empty though. No more animals. Even though I'm not sure if you can call these monsters animals. Some more tier 8 wood. Which is quite decent. $5,700. The price might have gone up a little actually. I remember times where tier 8 wood was worth only 4,000. This is nice. I like it. Elder Lumberjack, already level 21. Well, pushing with learn points definitely helps a lot. Also, I don't even want to imagine how slow it has to be to gather this on level 1. Well, gathering is just a huge test of patience and endurance. No matter of which part of gathering you're talking about. Okay, let's see. Let's see if there's something nice left for me here. Tier 7 and a little bit of tier 6, so I can re-equip my hunter gear already in case of finding some nice little animals on the way. I was also thinking about taking tier 8 high journals with me, but once again, if one is open, one is not open, it would really fill my inventory a little bit once again. And it's really questionable if I am able to actually fill one. I would really need to find an amazing area. Okay, so the hideout map it is. Hopefully there's a portal that goes deeper. Preferably into such a good map as this one is. But already made like 700, 800k in this map, which is really not bad. I have seen worse. Oh, there's no other portal. But there are quite some areas here. 12 to 16 is the PvP time, so... what? PvP time is the wrong word, but... the hideout contesting time. So... maybe it's inactive right now. Which is what I'm definitely hoping for. A dead cat that's not taken, which is a good sign. Maybe there will be something left in the hide area. Does this mean that this map is dangerous? I'm not sure. I really don't want to be seen by people. And there's only one way out of here, so not the best circumstances. And I really need to change my weapon to actually be able to escape. Oh, so many cats. But unlike the cats in the, I mean at least the tier 5 cats, these here are not full all the time. But it would be really broken if they were. Then roads would be way too good. While in theory having less risk than in the open black zone. Oh, low tier. Does this tell me anything about the other areas though? .2 wood. In theory it's possible to take it with me, but on the roads I will not find much of that. So I would guess that it's not worth it. 4.2 wood is like the only resource besides 4.2 stone that's really not worth anything. All the other 4.2 resources are totally fine and should be picked up in my opinion. Unless you're only going for like really high tier stuff. Okay. Let's see if it's low level, tier 5 to 6. Oh, look at this. And of course, it's pretty low on stats. But this should be like 10,000, 15,000. And the only question is if I will ever find more of that. The map has a rather high tier, but still the areas are pretty low. But there are only 5 hideouts in here, 6. If this map was truly good, there would be more. Sadly, I'm going to have to go all the way back again. The only question then becomes, do I want to check out the wood area again? Because stuff might have respawned, and the stuff that respawns there is pretty good. This was a tier 7 node. But sadly it's empty. Some more cats on the way would be nice. What also would be nice if there would be a portal spawning there. So I can actually go deeper and don't have to walk all the way back. But there are some cats alive still, and I got a cat baby. That's pretty good. Makes up for the time I spent walking around here. almost. Depending on what the goal is. Depending on how much you're used to getting while gathering. I was about to say that it's quite unfortunate that I've gone into a dead end, but I actually don't know how likely it is to end up in dead ends in the roads. Would be quite the extra way to check out the wood again, so I probably will not do so. But I can check out the stone. Can I reset the bot without resetting the cat? I cannot. Anything respawn? Nope. Also, I don't exactly know what level this node is what I was about to say, but now I know. Tier 6 and tier 7. And something respawned, so maybe I should check out the wood again. Who knows? But I don't think so. So little time has passed. But I'm not so sure. Like nothing was up. Oh. I haven't gone all these ways, so I will take this opportunity and check out this way here and see if there are some more cats left. There are some dead cats, which is not a good sign. Also, I don't know how likely it is that something respawned there. But it felt like stuff was just about to respawn. Like there were... Oh, another cat. Thank you very much. This makes up for the way I'm taking right now. Felt like stuff was about to respawn. Because why else would there be such big tier 8 wood stacks while everything on the that's not on the, how do you say it, higher place is totally empty, while there's some big stuff right in on the higher place. Nothing has respawned here. So let's see if I'm lucky. Some tier 6 wood respawned. Not really respawned, but refreshed rather. Probably the same things I've already gathered. Okay, anything refreshed, anything respawned. Does not seem like it. Except for one tier 6 spider and the trees in the south. Nope. As empty as it has been. And this thing lost its enchantment as well. At least I got the cat baby. Or the tiger baby. However I want to call it. Since I'm looking for a new roads portal, I would not actually need to go back the exact same way. Because I'm going rather deep anyways, I believe. But let's see. I would really like to end up in Mardlock again, so... Because I cannot change my binding right now, and I want to play together with others. Windgrass Portal North, Whitemore Portal North, Craigmore. Southeast seems closer. Well, it doesn't really make any difference. Dismounted player. Danger. But since I'm so close to the exit, it's not that dangerous. And there's another green portal. Interesting. Green portals are, by the way, the best for me. So not too many people are interested in going there, but maybe other gatherers think the same way. So who knows? Who knows? And also, who knows what other gatherers are able to gather? Like, are they also all goes outside, hideout map, outside. Huh? Well, I'm going to directly check if there's a way deeper. Who knows if other gatherers can also gather all the tier 8 resources? So I need to eat. And the cat was full, which is interesting, but there was a skeleton next to it. So who knows what that means? It goes deeper into another hideout map. I will first, for sure, I will finish this map here. See if I can get anything nice. Hopefully the big areas on tier 4 and tier 5. Because then there can't spawn any ancient mobs. Or even old ones. Neither can aspects. Such a low tier map, but this is tier 6 and there are 3 nice mobs and I failed to dodge the slow. And they are even full. This is promising. Master Animal Skinner. I will save my learn points for now. 2-6 ore elemental, meh. Takes a while to kill it, so might not be worth it. But I'm not exactly sure. Some tier 5 stuff, so decent. If I can pull the bear without losing my mount. Would be really nice, but it does not seem like it. A book? The Book of a Bear. Some animals really like to read. What can you say? But now here's the advantage of using hide gathering gear. On the one hand, it's really easy to kill these mobs, and it's actually worth it to gather the tier 5 hide. And it's not unusual that a lot of tier 5 hide is still up in most places. Tier 6. Promising, promising. Give me some ancient mobs and I'm really happy. Ancient mobs. Ancient mobs. Especially because I'm able to kill the tier 6 ancient mobs. For higher tier mobs, that's not so easy, but there might be some that I'm able to kill. Tier 5 and tier 6, too bad. But well, if this was tier 7 it would be like 100% empty. in most cases. And like that, it's just only 95% empty. Which is to be expected from one of the best nodes that you can have. Sadly, no big mobs. Too bad. Too bad. Alright. Time to see if I'm lucky in the hideout maps. There's a cat. Let's just run over the chests. Maybe there's somebody on low HP who I can execute with my bloodletter. Oh, my fault, Sterling. That's pretty bad, and also I cannot actually walk directly. Imagine checking the minimap. Pretty useful, I've heard. Pretty useful. Nobody else went into the hideout map. So the stuff might be somewhat inactive right now, which would be amazing for me. One person went out of here, so I might actually find something. Tier 5. There are quite some hideouts here, so... And I was spotted, which is not too nice. And he came from this area, so... Maybe he was a gatherer, but it's not certain. Tier 5 and Tier 6. Not the best, not the worst. Tier 6, Tier 7 is already really good. Well, considering that this is also a stone area, it's actually pretty bad. Because you basically cannot gather lead Tier 6 and Tier 5 stone. So this area is like half dead already. Maybe some enchanted ancient Tier 6 mobs. wouldn't say no to those. Pretty empty, even though this area is really not that good. The cats have been killed. So 5 and empty. Rather interesting. So this map is rather active actually. People are actually taking the stuff even though it's low tier. I don't even know why there are so many hideouts in this map. Such a bad map. Maybe because of the past. Like tier 6 stone once was good. Once was the best actually. Not too little hideouts here as well. Even though it makes sense here, since there's a big hide area. But it's generally questionable if hideouts in the roads make sense. But sometimes you will have access to great maps rather easily that may not be very accessible for others who don't have a hideout somewhere. So who knows? Who knows? Also maybe not too many people are trying to kill the hostile hideouts on the road. Who knows? Okay, tier 6. Do I kill the Dryad? I'm going to kill this one because it will probably annoy me, but I think I will skip that one. Tier 6 and tier 7. Very nice. Sadly pretty empty, but I can understand that. And respawn. Only one stack, okay. I'm really curious how empty the hide area will be. Nobody has gone out of this map. So hopefully this map is inactive and I can get some good stuff. Like this big hide area really has some potential. Just as this treasure chest has. It could give me a 300k item. I really wouldn't mind. Rather low tier though again. Even though I'm actually not sure how high the tier can be of hideout maps in the roads. But there definitely are some with tier 8 chests and stuff. There are some with big golden chests. But golden dungeons, blue dungeons, green dungeons cannot be in hideout maps, so questionable. Fully stacked, so either this node is amazing or this thing just respawned. Tier 5, Tier 6, too bad. But it's totally fine, since I'm also gathering Tier 5 stuff. Yeah, let's just do everything. I also want to take the Tier 6 ore. It doesn't look like there are old or ancient mobs here, which is quite sad. Oh, I didn't hit my execute, or it wasn't low enough. Not too bad. Actually an area that's worth it. Worth it meaning that if I found more of this, I would probably get 2 million an hour. Tier 5 mobs are almost always full in the roads and in the black zone, so it's very interesting to consider farming those. It's very interesting that the bears actually can tank more damage than the tier 6 mobs. But maybe they also do less damage, who knows. I actually don't know about that. Interestingly, no tier 6 ore elementals, so let's see what I can get around the area. I'm definitely going to run a full circle. And this one just respawned. Okay, let's see how many stacks it has. 2 stacks, okay. I ran so far because I was hoping that there would be another cat here. So I could pull them together. And another cat baby. Finding a lot of cat babies today. Rather lucky. That's rather lucky. Usually you don't find this many. The chance to drop them is not that high. of definitely adding some carry weight to my inventory. So much tier 5 and tier 6 stuff. Well, that was an early execute. Definitely cost me like half a second now. I wasted half a second of my life. I would really like to see some old or ancient mobs around here. It'd be really good. I mean, this is not comparable to the tier 8 wood stuff, but still pretty damn good. Considering the average stuff that you find in the roads. Okay, the last corner. Even with enchantment. Oh, and another card. Right, I'm going to take this way so I have a lot of forest roads instead of this way. To have a higher chance of finding some nice cats who may donate me some babies. Another to 5, to 5. Free kill incoming? Sadly, nope. Sadly not. I mean, if I run often enough over Avalonian chests, earlier or later I will find somebody that I can just execute. But shouldn't be worth it. Unless it's just directly on my way. Is somebody being creative here? Oh. Well, the cats are worth more than the tons of tier 5 hide I've gathered. That's just how it is sometimes. But I wouldn't have gotten the cats without gathering the hide. Okay, Kindergrass Step, that's terrible. White Mob Portal West, that's okay. It goes actually deeper and there are a million hide areas in here. But it's very accessible. This map is very accessible. Kindergrass Step, White Mob Portal West. So I don't have the highest hopes. 7 out of 7. 1 of 2. 2 of 2. 7 of 7. Low tier map, at least tier 5 stuff on the roads. But that's probably to be expected when you enter through a black zone and a red zone. That there can't be tier 4 stuff on these forest roads. Okay. So it doesn't necessarily need to be empty, the stuff here. There might be some stuff left for me. And even tier 4, tier 5 areas are fine. Because I can gather the tier 5 hide. So any hide area is good for me unless it's empty. Which is once again just a nice advantage of actually going for these tier 5 resources. Could do that with any resource, but it would simply be less profitable than hide. Did they change the look of the spectral diabor? Because it seems to be glowing less. It seems to be more spectral now. It's like almost invisible. I like it. But maybe it's just a graphical bug as well. I can't tell. Empty. But not completely empty. Not many people are gathering the tier 5 hide, so good for me. Okay. Heavy hide not taken. Second pork pie eaten. A third. So it means I'm already running around for an hour. Oh, and there's a cat. Well, I have seen one old mob so far today. The old tier 8 wood monster. I was about to say that I haven't seen any old or ancient mobs so far, but That would not be correct. Is this tier 7? This looks like tier 7 or maybe even tier 8. But it can't be tier 8 when there are tier 5 bears. It must be a tier 7 mob. Which is sadly already dead. And another bear that likes to read. That's crazy. You really wouldn't expect those bears to be here, you know? Yeah, thick hide, tier 7. That would have been juicy. It's worth, like, tier 7 hide worth more than 3,000 apiece. That's really good. Tier 5 and tier 6. Which might be good for me because the tier 5 hide denier didn't clear this one. Possibly. Hopefully. Yep. Seems rather empty though, and there's a person. The only question is he alone? And he is not alone. Alright. Too bad. Are they doing anything here though? Or can I just come back a few moments later and farm it? What? Oh yeah, it's obviously a group, but the only question is how many are they? Now the question becomes, was this too cocky? Will they now believe that they have a chance of killing me? Might be the case, but I really wouldn't want to go back for this map. Yep, they believe they can kill me. So I have to continue my journey. Annoying. Not that annoying, to be honest, like, the area wasn't that good. There wasn't too much stuff left. There might have been some nice cats on the outside though. Deeper, yes. Thank you very mucho. Oh, a high tier map. There is potential, and actually I think it was 7 out of 7, so there might actually be some stuff here. There might actually be some stuff. And I like stuff. Whoops. Nope. This looks bad. And this would have actually been good. 8.1 or that's nice. Even the 8.0 or would have been nice. Too bad, too bad. Pretty empty. Maybe I will find a random tier 8 wood thingy. I don't know why I used my armor there, because actually I'm in this area here and there won't be any hide. Too bad, too bad. Oh, and I cannot kill this solo. Would have been nice loot though. With one more person that's doable. And it's actually some loot, like... I mean, without wood gathering gear it's a little annoying to kill this thing, feels like a waste. But it still should be like... Let's see how much this is worth, 355. The thing should have like 250 stacks, 200 stacks, maybe only 150. So, and you get... without gathering gear like 2 stacks per piece. So should be worth 2 million roundabout. I could kill this with the dagger player who tried to gank me there. Would easily be doable. But maybe I would just execute him when he drops. Would also be some good loot and would actually be all about the same. About the same loot. If he executed me though, that would be way more loot than the aspect. Like, the current value says over 10 million. Would be better loot than the aspect. Definitely. Wait, why did there not spawn a bot that attacks me? Because the game was buggy. I see. Tier 8 wood aspect. Actually, I'm not sure if my current gear would be enough, or if I would need cloth armor. The heal might be too little from me. Oh well, but I got 1300 IP on my staff. It's not too bad, but it's not that high either. Okay, deeper outside. Let's quickly check where it goes. Right in the middle of nowhere. I was just thinking about if I want to go south or north first, but I will check out the south. Not the highest tier, only tier 5 resource mobs here, and only tier 4 bots. So once again, a lot of running around. High tier area here though. Empty. Two people went out to Whitemore Shore. Does this mean anything? A low tier area. Maybe it's 5 to 7 with a little bit of luck. Actually, I'm going to go around the outside first. Should be more time efficient. I hope. Kind of lucky for me to actually find this many hide areas, to be honest. Keeper challenge chest. Now I'm rich. No cats outside. That's a weird person. And that's tier 7 area. I should have taken a closer look if the enchanted stuff was still there. In case of getting contested here, or in case of the thingy losing its enchantment. But it felt like it was already taken, which is why I went to the southwest first, to be more time efficient. Maybe is a mistake though. Yeah, the enchanted stuff is gone. wolves only have one stack, which is to be expected when you see so many dead wolves lying around there. Okay, so the stone area and then the ore. Pretty empty, pretty empty. Seems like a lot of people are gathering in the roads. Which makes Black Zone even better. Because the Black Zone is so dangerous. Many gatherers simply die there. Which is then great for me, because there's more stuff for me left to take. Which also reflects in the profits I make. The last couple of weeks I've definitely made more money going into the Black Zone than going into the roads. Which also would make sense, like considering never dying, the Black Zone is in theory more dangerous, so it should also give more money. In this specific case, I'm actually going to kill the tree, unless will I even do so if the stone do triggers? Wow. Looks like this is not a question I have to deal with. Ooh. Almost got too close to the stone guy. And as I said, I really would like to get back to Martlet. So I'm going to already keep my eyes open for ways to get there. Considering my current carry weight. What would be the best way to go to the ore? Probably through the west side of the blue chest, with which I mean not going through the west side of the chest, but through the road next to the west side of the chest. To potentially find a few more cats. Just like this. And also another treasure chest. I'm getting so hungry already. Whoa. Tier 4 and Tier 5. Well. That's just as bad as if it was a high tier node and empty. Since I don't have my tier, well, the tier doesn't matter, since I don't have my ore gathering gear equipped. Otherwise I would have taken the tier 5 ore, even though tier 6 ore is way better. Tier 5 was worth like 300 only. I believe not even 300. I think it's like 290, 295 or something. Golden chests. 2 hideout maps. I think, considering hideout maps are really not the best, even though the one hideout map with the tier 6, tier 5 hide area wasn't terrible. But I think I will start getting on my way back home actually and look for portals that get me close to Mardlock in any way. And which is really not handy. If I was 100% flexible and 100% solo player, it would really not matter at all where I would go outside now. Then I would not have any problem. Whitemore Shore, that's close to Thetford. Thetford is somewhat close to Mardlock. I could just take the way through the black zone from there to Whitemore Shore to Mardlock. Nah. I'd rather go through other roads. Okay, so wait, was there a snake? If there was, I should have taken it. There indeed is a snake. And there's even another snake. Let's just get me... Just let me... And another snake. And snakes are usually full. Because who gathers hide in such a zone? Whoop. 12% enchantment, not too high. Well, if I gather too many snakes, my inventory will be pretty full. Not my inventory, but my carry rate will be at its limits very soon. Only 4 minutes left on my pork pie. Need to pay attention to not get overweight. There's a bear. Bears need to die. Because bears are actually dangerous. They would definitely kill people. You know what I mean? I mean, they actually do kill people. That's just a known fact. .2 stone. Not very tempting. It seems like I didn't go the optimal way. Yeah, only 2 minutes left. I'm going to eat already. Just in case. Nobody entered this yet. This random dude looked like he would like to enter it. Nightbloom Forest. I could just go and bring my stuff there, but actually the way... Wait a second. Do I check out the small wood area? I do not think so, and just go deeper. Nightbloom Forest means I could bring my stuff to Albion rather easily and actually continue my journey. This sounds rather interesting. This actually sounds rather interesting. How late is it? That's how late it is. Why do I look on my phone when I can see it here on the bottom right? Empty town, you say? So I'm actually going to do this. I will just bring back my current loot and continue. It's going to be an insanely long video. Oh, the stuff I have been dreaming about. $104 stacks, a cat. This is how it has to be. Give me that good stuff. I like it, I like it. Amazing that this is not totally empty. But it might have been respawned. But one of the wolves actually had 2 stacks, so you know how it is to be the bad guy, to be the sad guy behind blue eyes. Well, this thing is definitely filling my inventory quite a bit. But I'll gladly take this money. finally hide. But I have been finding a lot of hide actually. But I have been going through a lot of maps as well, so probably okay. Yes. Give me that good. Wait, actually no, I did E, right? Yeah, I did. Okay. Well, if there are more of these cats, it's definitely worth it to come back here. What can I say? I don't even know if I can loot this cat fully. I'm not even sure if I can. 92%. Let's see how many I can take. 93 already. Yeah, probably cannot take the full. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to take the whole cat at this exact moment. Well, I can actually change my boots. Should give me like 10% extra. I'm actually going to gather a little bit more before I leave. Haven't seen any fiber yet, only hide, and this is a big fiber area, just for the record. There's some big fiber stuff. So I'm going to take this fiber thingy here and get out. %. Text messages are not even able to keep up with my gathering speed. Here comes a kill, and now it starts to register, not register, show that I'm actually gathering the thingy here. $50K. Totally fine, totally worth it to gather this. Okay, I'm at 100% time to say goodbye for this moment, right now. Is there anything else here though? Who knows, maybe there will be after me coming back here. Still showing that I'm gathering the fiber. Pretty funny. And I can even take a shortcut to Albion. Perfect. Wait, right? No, this is actually a dungeon. Okay, so which way do I have to go? I have to take the southwest. There's a tunnel. There's hide on the floor, tier 6 hide. I really would like to take that, but I don't want to get overweight. And also I'm not wearing my shoes right now. I'm wearing boots. Three hostile players on this map. Can you actually imagine? And there's one of them, there's two of them, there's three of them. And they became even more. I saw that one was dismounted, but he had a bubble around him, so I wasn't too scared. It was very unlikely that he already had his cooldowns, and I was so close to the exit. Oh, some tier 6 wood. On my way back into the roads I could take it. I, in theory, could also check out the blue portal here. Oh no, I probably shouldn't. I probably should not. Also, I might actually not be able to get it. Only 2 minutes left. Well, it doesn't take too long for me to put my stuff into the chest. I will actually want to buy a few more books though. Tier 5 high, the other stuff should be fine. The other stuff should be fine.
Local goods.
A couple of books, please. Should be enough. A few pork pies. Oh, shut up.
Deal.
Loot. This. This and that. Oh, and that. 2.6 million for the first 1 hour and 45 minutes. change this back and let's go again. Got everything, got everything. Gankers, probably. Oh, 54 minutes actually. But tons of people went in there, which also might mean that gatherers were too scared to go in there. I'm going to check it out very quickly. There are quite some ways to go deeper. Ooh, I'm not sure if I want to go back. I haven't seen any other old mobs. And 2 ways deeper are better than 1. So I'm probably going to stick to this place, I guess. Well, let's see. Let's see if there's actually some stuff here. Not a good sign. Oh, tier 8. But yeah, definitely totally empty. Totally empty, I said, and I find we need ore. Anything on the outside? Not even skeletons. Maybe I should directly go back to Nightblum Forest. This Nightblum Forest map seemed very empty. Like empty of players, you know? Even the tier 5 hide has been taken. Or has been taken, so I'm going to run around the tier 8 area once and then I will go back to Nightbloom Forest. Even though, well, one of two. If there was a gather right here, then he would have gone through there. Somebody not farming the tier 6 hide though. This is making me curious. But obviously tons of people have been here. So my chances of getting anything here is rather low. But I can definitely check out the ore area. Doesn't hurt at all. Any other cats outside here? Nope. Maybe the person who gathered here wasn't able to gather stone. Maybe I'll get some nice stone. it's slate. Get out of my inventory. Oh, I actually got some stone. Who would have thought? I was also considering that stone and ore are together in the highland area and in the snow areas or maps. So it would make sense to that people who can gather ore would also be able to gather stone. Especially since stone once was the best resource. Okay. Back to Nibelung Forest. Hopefully there are some more old mobs in this very nice fiber area. But since the fiber area really wasn't that empty, I might actually check out the small wood node that was very close. Well, the opposite, very far away. Two of two, perfect. Nobody went in there from here. Six hostile players here. And somebody was killed, and it wasn't a hostile player who was killed. They seem to have ganked successfully. There's a wolf, and a moose, and a treasure, hidden treasure. Two or five, that's okay. Can I pull this one? Ah, I can. Oh, wait a second, there's tier 6 wood. Wait a second, and there's a red person, so I am out. I'm out. Oh, this looked like a dead moose. 6.1 wood. Can you imagine? It's rather unlikely that I'm going to get ganked now, right? Only 3 players here as well. Whoa, 1 stack only. 2 stacks. It's actually a little bit of money. 50k. Let's go. And all the dead animals here, like what? Give me that high. The 6 height is so good. Almost worth 2k. So there was this small tiny node right in the middle of nowhere. Nobody went in here though, so I'll take the gamble. I should have gone this way though. I'll take the gamble and hope that nobody farms in here while I check this out. A moment of truth. Nothing old. Well, yeah. Just going to kill all of them. So they don't disturb me. Should be low enough on HP to be able to be executed. Um, 10 hours, 5 hours, 3 hours, 2 hours. That's all good. To server shutdown. Let's see if I can find some more old mobs in this area. Would be very nice. And also I didn't finish gathering the old tier 5 fiber mob, so there's still a little bit of loot lying on the floor if it didn't despawn yet. Had some stuff on the way back together, so might have despawned. I don't know the timer on that. Yeah, I've probably farmed those when I came back from the fiber area. Okay, let's see. Anything nice? Oh. Wait, I need to eat. I do need to eat. There's still the old dead fiber thing I've killed. Anything else, please? Anything respawn, perhaps? No. Oh, something respawn. I like it. The question then becomes, will something respawn here after the reset? Or if this is actually even possible. But I'm not sure if I can come back directly after the reset. Or if it will take me a few minutes and somebody will check this out and gather it to emptiness. Some stuff will be respawned for sure. Already level 73. If this was 5.3 height, this would be so insanely much money. But enchantments on those old mobs are rare. 4 minutes. Oh, tier 6 fiber. Hiding. Well, probably just respawned. In the wood area there was... It was full. It was actually full. So maybe this is full as well. It's pretty full, but there's nothing big. Ah, that's kind of annoying. I really would have liked something big. Some old mobs, some ancient mobs. Right, I'm going to log out here. And get something to eat. That's what I really need. I'm curious to see if anything old respawned after the reset. I'm not sure if time passes while the game is on reset. I know that some stuff despawns, even if it was there before the reset. I know that much. But besides that, I've got no clue on the mechanics the developers implemented. Okay. Let's see. Alright, took me a while to get back on track. Let's see if anybody came here and took everything. Somebody gathered some tier 6 wood. And tier 6 hide. I don't like it. Oh. Let's see. Reset the board. Killed the cat. Everything back on track. Okay. I like it. Maybe I should quickly go back to Albion and get my fiber gathering gear actually. I don't feel like it though. Would totally be worth it though. Like so many old thingies. Totally be worth it. But who knows, like the wolf is on one stack only, so stuff might be contested. Hopefully there are some big cats somewhere. This loaded actually hit me. Not nice. No new big cat up here. No new big cat down here. So it's time to kill some fiber mobs. Yep. No cats. Sadly, no cats. Too bad. No need to change my food for these guys. they are weak enough. Okay, 100 multiplied by, let's say, 5, and then I get 56s. 600, so I would get 70% bonus on that. Would be 1000 fiber instead. I mean, I would get 600 bonus fiber. 600 bonus fiber, of which most is tier 5. Tier 5 gives 300 per piece, so 400, let's say 450 multiplied by 300. 120k from the tier 5, I would get extra 120k. And from the tier 6, probably like extra 70-80k. So it's actually not worth it to go back to Albion, get fiber gathering gear, and come back here and gather this stuff. It's actually fine for me to stay like this, which also leaves me with more space in my inventory. Okay. This makes me feel a bit better about not going back. Was there a fiber thingy down here? I don't remember. Nope. Nope, nope, and nope. No fiber. And maybe 5 was too high of a number. Maybe there are not even 5 old skyflower dryads here. One gave me 75k. That's nice. Doesn't take too long to gather it. Level 35. And gathering tier 5 fiber. If those were ancient though, then on the other hand it would be worth it to go back and get fiber gathering gear. Oh, and having tier 5 fiber journals actually would give me quite a nice bonus. Didn't even think about that. With the tier 5 journals, it would actually already have been okay to go back, but fiber gathering gear and tier 5 fiber journals, well, okay, I would have put my tier 6 fiber journals away, so it would have been fine. Oh, only 19 from those. Which would make it worse again. To go back and get fiber gathering gear. I'm pretty sure the damage resistances are better. I don't need energy because I have the Scholar Cow. Level 38. I'm higher on tier 6 fiber than on tier 5 fiber. But well, it makes sense. Tier 6 fiber was pretty damn good for a long time. Now it's one of the better ones. Giving almost 1k per piece. Like if I found some maps where a lot of tier 6 fiber was available, I would definitely go there with fiber gathering gear. Would be more, would be actually more money than tier 6 ore. It gives slightly more money. But I believe fiber is also slightly more contested than ore. Ah, my carry weight. My carry weight. So that's it, right? Those were all the big mobs. So time to switch back. And go deeper. I also could go back the exact same way that I came from, even though now that after 2 hours I'm not sure if the portals are still up. The maps I've been going through were not bad, but they were empty before the reset. They might be full now, and this map is very promising. A golden chest, that's a good sign. Also, nobody went in here, so there might be some stuff up. There might be some nice stuff. Where are some people here though? Reducing my hopes a little. 8.1. Wow. This looks good. Can I change equipment while gathering? I don't think so. Also, these guys are only old, which is great, because I'm actually not sure if I would be able... I'm actually really sure that I'm not able to kill ancient tier 7 and tier 8 trees. Already casting way more than the tier 5 and tier 6 fiber guys. I don't know if this is good for them though. To kill the tier 7 one before I start gathering, so I can equip my hide gathering gear so it stacks up before I start gathering in the big hide node area. And first things first, fiber is worth the most. But actually, I probably first should gather the tier 8 wood mob. Because I don't think that fiber is worth twice as much. No, it's not. So actually I should be gathering the tier 8 wood mob first, because I gather it double as quickly, twice as quickly. Druidic staff, combat specialist, I want to spend the learn points. And then I might not have enough learn points for the resources. So probably not. Only level 8. But that's just how it is when you're gathering, because you simply find way less tier 8 fiber than, for example, tier 8 wood, where I'm already level 21. Because it's more valuable. It's just more profitable. Okay, people started walking around here. I don't like that. So the nice quick hide area might be empty already. I'm definitely getting to 10 stacks. This stuff here takes way too long. But well, I didn't expect to find this much stuff in this area here. If this got 19, this one also has 19, right? Because the tier 6 one also had 19 from the fiber. I guess all of these have 19. $200k, 100k. A little moment to breathe. I'm actually not getting up to the 20% to spend my learn points. Can't wait to have a higher level on the tier 8 and tier 7 resources so I can actually gather this stuff way quicker. But this is going to take a long time and it will cost a lot of learn points, to be perfectly honest. Oh, 20. Okay. Worth like 1070, 80 silver per piece. Here I'm actually going to get the opportunity to spend some learn points though. Only level 15, I'm actually higher on tier 8 than on tier 7. But well, I'm always going to gather tier 8 and not always tier 7, so somewhat understandable I guess. Alright, let's see if anything is left for me in the big hide area. If I want to be time efficient, I first would check out the wood. But the hide area has so much potential, so much more potential than the wood area. And is way more contested. So I think it's better to check it out first. Nothing on the outside. Oh, money. Money. Where's my... Oh, I have the staff still equipped. Will I need food? I will try it once without changing the food. Hopefully I am even able to kill these guys. This does not look good. The question is food enough? Or do I need to change my helmet and my boots? Or should I simply switch to full heal? Because this does not look good. This doesn't look good. Let's try it with full heal. In which case I want to change to that one. And slowly poke this thing to death. This does not look too good, but my W is also not so perfect. God. This W is way better. Do I want to switch? Yeah, I want to. Do I want to use this? I don't. Cast times, energy cost, nope. Alright. I really want to kill this thing. It's worth quite some money. Wait, did I not switch my boots? This actually does not look very good. It indeed doesn't. Oh god. Hopefully I can kill this thing solo. Hopefully I can. Would be such good money. There's somebody gathering, that's bad. That's actually bad. Fuck. There's not much hide left, but some ore. So in this case, first I should check, gather this stuff. Well, there hasn't been too much stuff. Only the boar up there was worth some money. Elder ore miner, sure, give me that. Hopefully I can kill the big cat. I mean, it's not an insane amount of money, but it's a good amount. It's probably worth, like, I don't know, how much does this have? Probably 50 stacks. If I get some decent stacks on my gathering gear. 50, let's say 150, multiplied by 4,000, I believe, is how much? 600k? I think before the X nerf I was actually able to kill big cats, but those were tier 5 and tier 6. Hopefully I can kill this cat. How much damage does my armor deal? Over 3 seconds, so it deals quite a lot. But no matter with which strategy I tried it so far, except the one that I have equipped right now, I didn't even get close to killing it. I was always about to die first. I've got the feeling that gathering in the roads is the best when you are 2 people. Because with a healer and a damage dealer you can kill everything except the titans and some high tier aspects. But everything else you can kill. So you can actually make a good amount of money if you go deep. A lot of tier 8 ore. Maybe this guy wasn't even able to gather ore or didn't want to. I hope I can kill this ancient cat, but maybe I can't. And if that's the case, then I hope there will be some ancient tier 6 cats. Because I should be able to kill those. I don't think druidic staff got nerfed just like the X. So I should be able to kill the tier 6 cats. Heartbreaking when you find such a nice thing and you can't kill it. And it's somewhat legitimately close. seems like he went out, which is good, I believe. Since I'm not getting contested here, I'm going to try... He's in a party, that's bad. That's bad. So is this the only one that's still alive? Or is here something? I went out to the west, so that's it. Okay, let's try. Even though I'm in moderate danger here right now. I already want to try throwing poisons. Nah. If I get close enough, I will probably. Doesn't look too bad, but now I have a lot of cooldowns. Did I mismanage my cooldowns? But this looks good. I can kill this thing, okay, okay. But I will have to gather it directly. I can't wait for my stacks to come back up again. Oh well, now I have a 20-second cooldown. I maybe shouldn't have done it, but I will start with my boots anyways. So it should be fine. Yeah. This time I waited a little bit longer for my armor. This looks doable, I believe. God. Still so long until my... I have no boots. Ah, fuck. Ah, oh my god, I went down while somebody is close. Ah, is this doable? Is this doable? I'm not sure. Am I stronger with my... Let's see, 200, 200, 180 damage bonus, no damage bonus. I might be stronger with my jacket actually. God, but I really should not have gone down there. Well, now I deal way more damage, but I also believe that I'm taking way more damage. This does not look good. And the heal reduction is too strong. Can I actually run around in a circle? I was able to cheese it. Okay, alright. Oh god, man. Oh god. I totally forgot about the running around. Totally forgot about that. The only question now is, do I want for the stacks? Because, well, nobody checked it. So I might... Let's see. Let's risk it. Okay, so did this guy take everything here? He took the tier 8 ore. Okay, let's risk losing all the nice tier 7 hide for getting more of that. Because I want to gather this stuff in here anyways. Totally forgot about the cheesy way of doing things. Okay, but I'm not going to wait any longer, because if anybody sees this, this should be way too contested. Did I get a baby? I did get a baby. Tier 7 hide is way too good. 3,500 per piece. But I'm missing quite some money now, because I'm not fully stacked. Well, it's actually not that much that I'm losing. About 30k. 30, 40, 50k. And I'm almost fully stacked already. But I really don't want to lose the whole thing, you know. You're always at that risk as well when gathering and killing good things. Level 21. I'm really full already. Not full, but the carry weight. It's weighing hard on my shoulders. Gather bonus +2, that's how it has to be. $400k already. So if I was fully stacked, my estimation is probably quite correct. 500 to 600k from one of these things. Seems to be somewhat accurate. Maybe another ancient one that people weren't able to kill? No, sadly not. These corpses look somewhat big though. Maybe they were old. Or they were low level and ancient. No, they can't be low level. It was a tier 6 and tier 7 node. I doubt that there will be anything left in the small hide area, to be honest. If people cleared the big area, why wouldn't they clear the small one? But maybe, hopefully, there's something somebody couldn't kill also. Another one of these tier 7 mobs. Oh, some tier 8 ore, but probably very little. Probably very little. Two stacks. Maybe freshly respawned. 7 stacks. Not too shabby. Feels like above average what I'm finding here. Maybe it would have even been better if I came right after the reset. But who knows? Who knows? The hunter on the deer probably took quite some nice hide from the big area. But it seemed like he wasn't gathering ore, at least. Something got sold. Wait, let's see, how much is tier 8 ore worth? 6 6,300. Pretty fine. I mean, there were times where like every tier 8 resource was worth at least 8,000. Let's see how it looks deeper. Hopefully there's a way to Mardlock, because I still really want to go back to Mardlock. But I might just put all my loot into my chest at Carlion and call it. Battlebray Lake, Longfen Marsh. Battlebray Lake, that's quite the distance, but it's rather close to Bridgewatch. Longfen Marsh, that's on the Royal Continent, right? It's actually not, and it's rather close to Mardlock. And I have some tier 7 maps on the way. People went out of this map. I'm going to check the golden portal. I am already at 88%, so there's not much I can do anyways. This guy was somewhat interested for a moment actually, which I do not really like. Sky Sand Plateau, Grave Mount Knoll. Oh, that's even better. So I can actually check out the hide area. I'm not sure if I should check out the hide area in the last map. Maybe I should. But I can't really gather like tier 5 resources now, because I will just be immediately full. Or if you want to say it grammatically correctly, full immediately. English lessons. Low level. Tier 6, tier 5. But well, there won't be too much to gather on the way back actually, so I could gather a bit. Tier 5 and tier 6. Nothing old. And there's a person. And this person is very optimistic, believing he could kill me by doing that. I mean, I could kill him actually. I could invite him and check if he's alone, switch my spells, and just kill him 1v1. I would have had enough space in my inventory for that. It's really questionable if he has anything of value. He was using 4.1 items, which really do not cost a lot. At least I have a tier 7 forest zone on my way back, but this one is pretty empty for sure, because it's so close to the Mardlock portal. Tier 7 ore is taken. Tier 5 ore isn't. Big circle. What is this big circle doing there? Even the tier 6 wood is farmed. At least the circle is moving into a healthy direction. I wouldn't mind a 7.3 stack here somewhere, but sometimes you can only dream. Tier 7 forest zone, in theory great, practically empty, always. Scout. Only one stack, just as expected. They came from the west, so it's kinda annoying that I want to go into the west, but they stopped chasing, okay. Ha ha ha. Can I pull this bear? I cannot. I don't want to use my poison. At least you can always somewhat count on tier 5 hide. Not many people will gather that. Oh, nice. He just came out of nowhere. Okay. Am I in danger? It doesn't seem so. Wait, what? Well, it's really hard to estimate the things if those people just keep teleporting around. Kind of annoying, but well, I also don't know how to fix this stuff, so... And there's a huge red circle. probably from the guy that just spotted me there. Okay, this guy is probably not dangerous. His mount sounded like a friendly person. It's really annoying that he's chasing me though. No, he isn't anymore. Is it actually possible for me to gather this big stack there? That's the big question now. There are so many arch people here. Arc. Probably arc. There's nobody at the stack. And it's enchanted. And it has 30 still. Okay. Okay, 1 million people here. Nobody gathering it. There's a person. I don't like that. Is he in a party? He is alone actually. Kick party. Oh, and he says hello. And he likes my vids. And I like that he likes my vids. And maybe I am recording. But who knows? Like, nobody can tell. Nobody can know. And so just like this, nobody is contesting? Or is this guy maybe changing his gear and coming back to gank me? I cannot know, I cannot tell. We had here 5 fisherman stuff. Was he the guy from the river? Was he the guy from the river, maybe? I believe that it is possible. Yeah, this is how gathering in the roads of Avalon looks like. Just on the way back home, you find something that's worth way more than everything you found before. Just kidding. The Tier 7 hide was way better. Bird. Gathering in the open black zone. Ladies and gentlemen. Gentlemen and ladies. Kids and kidderinos. 95% already. Or is pretty good, especially if it's enchanted. Like, already 240k and I'm not wearing my ore gathering gear. I can go through the northwest and the southwest to get back home. But in this case I am closer to the northwest, I suppose. So I'm going to take this way. And just like that, nice, almost 300k on my way back home. Additionally, wait, was there basalt? There wasn't. 1 million red circles in this map and nobody checks out this stack. Which is somewhat understandable because if you're in a red circle, it's probably not worth your time to gather these almost 300k. If you have to divide it through 10 people, like, then that's only 30k. Actually not that good. Which is also kinda the reason why, if you're gathering, you either want to go alone into the black zone or as two people into the roads. Otherwise, you have to combine gathering with something else, like have, I don't know, let's say 5 people, and 2 of them can gather everything and the other 3 help with killing aspects and titans. While there are no titans and aspects, they do stuff like chests and dungeons in the roads or kill people in the black zone, while the other 2 people gather the stuff. Otherwise gathering is not really worth it. You really don't need more than 4 people or maximum 5 to kill titans. Unless they are maybe tier 8. Maybe you need 5 for that. But really 3 damage dealers are enough. Yeah, I went down once. Also, I didn't repair my gathering tools for a while. So 170k repair costs. If you know what I mean. Okay, loot. 2.58 million. Isn't this exactly the same amount that I had when I brought back the loot in Kalian? Anyhow, I'm recording for 1 hour now. I mean, I start the recording new after the break. So 1 hour, 2.58 million was way better than the first half of this run, which was, I believe, also 2.58 million. Maybe it was 2.48 actually for 1 hour and 45 minutes. But who knows, And in the description of the video you can see the combined loot, the amount of the combined loot. Plop.